everyone, and welcome to theCUBE's live coverage of Qlik Connect 2026 here in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Rebecca Knight, and we are here at the Sports Pavilion, which is part of Qlik Connect 2026. I'm standing next to Roberto Sigona. He is the COO of Qlik. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
This is really exciting because it looks like...
It is exciting.
It looks like we're here with a lot of fun, and it looks like sports and fun and games, but actually, it's data.
It is data. You know, sports is like everything else we do in life now. You want to optimize your performance by measuring everything you do. So we see golf, we see hockey. Every single athlete right now measures, has sensors on their shoes, here on the golf club, on the swing, to measure and optimize what you can do. And we created a live dashboard that shows your performance and maybe tells you a couple of things to improve.
Well, exactly. So, I mean, speaking of data, this is where customers can really stall out, because it's not necessarily the technology that trips them up. It's often the capability, the confidence, the mindset that they're in. What do you see most often in terms of where companies and organizations stall?
Well, you know, revolutions in technologies, that's not the first one we have. AI is probably fastest than we've seen, but I guess the technology is part of it. You have to adopt the technology, you have to learn about the new technology. The issues tend to be around the process changes you have to make and the people. The people and the habits. We are creators of habits. We used to do things a certain way, and you have to reinvent yourself. Doing AI, for example, is not doing the same things you were doing before, just faster. You have to reinvent the process. Not everybody is ready to do that.
So it's really change management and winning hearts and minds and helping workers understand what they need to embrace in terms of new skills, new ways of thinking, new ways of doing things.
That's exactly right.
So tell me a little bit about ROI and about how you are measuring success across very different and varied customer environments.
Well, ROI is measured always in terms of like what the customer's outcome are. It's not always true though. We tend to measure what we can measure, and not everything we can measure matters, and not everything we need to measure is measurable. Okay, so that ROI needs to be defined clearly in terms of outcomes for the end users, for the business, for the customer. So then in terms of measuring it afterwards and achieving it, I think it is about also breaking things down into manageable chunks. I think what I see a lot when I travel is people being too enthusiastic about the technology and trying to do too much. I want to get from 0 to 100 in 5 seconds. You know, technologies and improvements happen every day a little bit. So today needs to be better than yesterday, and I have to have a plan to make better tomorrow. So AI and all the new technology is the same. The data foundation takes time, as you heard today, but in terms of delivering the goods, just deliver chunk-wise so people are getting engaged, they see things moving, and then you get the change management going. People get excited when they see success.
But I think to bring it back to what we're seeing here today at the Sports Pavilion is we are swimming in data. Yes. And it's really about paying attention to the signals that matter to your performance, your organization's performance, and being able to separate the signal from the noise, because not all of it does matter.
No, it doesn't. It's true. Here, you know, like certainly we see in golf, I'm no golf expert, but I'm sure the wind has an effect. I'm sure how fast you swing and the angle at which you swing. So there are each specific activities, like any sports, you have specific characteristics you're looking for to optimize. So you need to know that you have to have the right signals to be able to act upon. And then when you know what the signals you want, you have to just gather the data that gives you that signal.
Roberto, you have made data literacy a key part of your strategy.
Yes.
How do you think it changes or affects the customer experience?
Well, we're just talking about like not everything that matters is measurable, and you have to be key with your KPIs. Data literacy is, in the switch with the AI we're seeing right now, it's becoming even more important. You cannot believe everything ChatGPT tells you. So this critical thinking, being able to understand what you see, be able to check the source, being able to be to understand and argue with data is becoming more and more important. So we used to talk about data literacy, now we're going to talk about AI literacy, which is data literacy plus the fact that you have like artificial intelligence maybe being too creative, then you have to harness that power to just like control it.
Right. So if education is part of a growth strategy then,
yes.
How do you measure success, and how do you know what good looks like?
It's a good question. So I don't think I have a perfect answer to this, but I think, as I said, improvements happens over time. You have to freeze the frame to understand if you're making progress. Otherwise, you just don't know, because some of the change and improvements you make might be small increments every day. So you never reach a goal, a big flag. But so you have to just be realistic and have mid and long-term objectives. So there's no magic answer other than in my career doing IT for many years, it's always about continuous improvement, and do not change direction. Keep it steady with your belief, and then again, very steady progress every day.
Last question, where do you think this is all going? I mean, you're a technology veteran. What are we going to be talking about at next year's Qlik Connect? What is your biggest prediction for the future?
Well, I think we can see it already. Right now we're talking about moving from dashboards into AI, right? AI prompts, and then we're going to go to we're starting to do agentic. Most of our customers are doing that. I think next year we're going to be talking about agents talking to agents. So, and I think we're going to start talking a lot more about what does the human in the loop mean? When do we need to have the people who have the skills who understand how good looks like? Just monitoring the process, because I think we can be a little bit too fast in rushing. AI is going to take over and becoming independent. It might one day. The technology is evolving very fast, but I think we're going to be talking about this balance of how fast the AI is going, the agent to agent conversation, and the role of the human being. Not just technology.
I'm glad to hear the role of the human being, and maybe you're going to try out a little golf and a little hockey. I know you're Swiss, so you will.
I could try. Yeah, I'm definitely better at hockey than I am at golf.
You were skating before you could walk.
Yes, exactly.
Well, it was a pleasure having you on.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
I'm Rebecca Knight. Stay tuned for more of theCUBE's coverage of Qlik Connect 2026. You're watching theCUBE, the leader in enterprise tech news and analysis.